You're watching Fantasy Now Plus.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into our best ball stream. It has been a hot minute. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. It's been a hot minute. It's busy. It's summer. Lives get busy, but we're back. We're here to draft some best ball. We're going to start out on DraftKings, see how we're feeling after one draft. Could do both on DraftKings, could switch over to Underdog. We're not sure yet, but I am your host, as always, Tim Holstad. And with me, as always, is Bryan Rockwood. Bryan, how are you doing this lovely Wednesday?
I'm tired. So this is going to be a very interesting draft. I spent the entirety of today landscaping, trying to get the backyard ready for a birthday party.
Fun.
So my legs hurt. I'm a little sunburnt, but I'm ready to draft potentially $1 million team. Hopefully. I could probably I'm probably going to end up getting auto drafted by one or two players because the brain is at half capacity.
It's all good. Half capacity is still good enough for us. All right, folks, I think we're going to jump right into it. We'll get into plenty of conversations as we draft. We'll be doing the $25 Millie Maker here on DraftKings. And let's just get right into it. There's been a lot of changes since we've last talked. The NFL schedule is out since we last talked. That's how long it's been. So
it is. At least I don't have the bye weeks on my other monitor here. So we will be probably not correlating correctly as the time has, what did I just say, 25-second timer?
It's 20 seconds. Or no, it's 30 seconds on DraftKings.
Oh, thank you. They're so gracious. They're so generous with their time, DraftKings.
Yeah. I actually do have the Week 17 matchups saved on my computer, so I can be of help in that regard. And thankfully, the draft has the actual bye weeks under the players, so we don't have to worry too much about those, at least. Let's see. What pick did we get?
8.
Okay. So the first round hasn't changed all that much. Jahmyr Gibbs is now the 101. He flipped Bijan. People just kind of accepted that since the last time we drafted about a month ago. That's honestly it. I mean, like the 12 spot just constantly cycles through 3 or 4 different running backs of the month. I think it's Ashton Genty right now. Sometimes it's James Cook. Sometimes it's Marion Hampton. Sometimes it's Saquon. So not too much has changed in the first round, honestly. Second, third, and fourth round is where more of the movement has happened at this point. A lot of it based on, Rashee Rice going to jail, getting out of jail, rehabbing the knee. He fell for no real good reason, to be honest, and now he's starting to climb back up for no good reason. So he'll probably just end up where he should have been the whole time, which is right around the 2-3 turn. Who is falling is Malik Neighbors, as he continues to not be at training camp. We have not gotten very good news on his injury progression. He's now starting to fall into early 4th. I think I've seen him in the 5th a couple times, usually on DraftKings. And it's starting to become a conversation of like, this sounds great on paper, but like, is he starting on PUP? Is he going to be a 4-week PUP? Is it going to be 8 weeks? Is it going to be most of the season? Like, what's he going to look like when he does come back? So I think Malik Neighbors and Josh Jacobs have kind of been the two pivotal ADP movers in the first 4 rounds or so at this point. And again, Josh Jacobs probably shouldn't be as cheap as he is. He's like a mid-4th round pick at this point. And, obviously he committed crime, allegedly. He was arrested. Things happened. but they're also not necessarily talking about actually charging him legally. And it sounds unlikely that the NFL is going to do anything, at least right now. So, should he be a mid fourth round pick? I don't really think so, but that's where he goes, and it feels great every time you can get him there.
Yeah, the Josh Jacobs bit is by far the weirdest one. I haven't heard anything since, honestly, he announced it, because I'm pretty sure he went to the court, or I feel like he like turned himself in or something.
I think his attorney like made an announcement of like they were going to fight this, and then the court were just like, "Yeah, we're not pressing charges," and then that was kind of it.
Easy enough. But that won't ever really stop the NFL from doing something. But we've seen it pretty regularly. It doesn't really happen until next season. So we're on the clock here. JT is the auto pick here. Justin Jefferson, James Cook, CeeDee Lamb, all really interesting to me. I probably will pick Jonathan Taylor here unless you want to really fight for a wide receiver.
I would go Lamb, but I'm okay with Jonathan Taylor.
I'll go CD. We'll be in it together. I hesitate because I believe DraftKings is full PPR.
Yeah.
So CeeDee Lamb, obviously fantastic in those sorts of formats. Yep. It is an even near Dak, so we'll see if we can break the trend. But
yeah,
I truly do believe CD still stays as the number one. I know George Pickens is kind of the hotness. He may have recently signed his franchise tag.
Yeah,
like that happened. I mean, I say recently, within the past month, in our absence.
Yeah,
it happened.
But I think he like actually showed up for OTAs last week, so like he seems to be like fully intending to play on the tag. So, okay. But he's not a target earner the way that CeeDee Lamb is. Like every game that CeeDee Lamb played, he was the clear number one. He basically is always the clear number one for Dak, and he had a lot of rotten luck last year, and Pickens had a lot of great luck last year. And if you just swap those, like CeeDee Lamb is a jam. Man, getting Genty here would be lovely. I don't know if he'll fall, but that would be.
I doubt he would be. I do kind of want one of these Raiders though. I still boo. Darn. I still love Drake London. I do start to feel a little bit of worry about the actual QB play.
Yeah. I think for me it would be Chase Brown, AJ Brown, or Brock Bowers. I'm good with any of those three.
I kind of I take it back. I will go AJ Brown here. Okay. I don't think
Jocker.
I have I don't know if I actually have much AJ Brown in my portfolio per se.
Yeah.
So grabbing him here is going to be interesting. I do think this is also going to be like a year where he's absolutely peppered with targets with Drake May.
Yeah.
And selfishly, I do kind of want to pair him with Drake May in this format, both as a player and as a fan of the Pats. Yep. So,
I mean,
see if we get lucky.
I think he has potential to just be a top 5 wide receiver if he stays healthy and their offense doesn't regress anything major or even gets better. Like, Romeo Doubs is not going to steal targets away. Like Hunter Henry's not going to steal targets away. And Drake May was fantastic despite his offense, not because of his offense last year. So I think AJ Brown just opens everything up for that entire team as long as he's healthy and he's locked in. He regressed a little bit from like some of the markers we're looking for age regression, but also just the Eagles' entire passing game regressed last year. So you could explain away a decent amount of it if you want to. So I just love AJ Brown. I think he should be the next wide receiver after Jefferson and Lamb go. I don't think London should be going ahead of him because I think there's similar bets, and Drake May is wildly better than Tua.
That I can get behind. I'm looking at these corner drafters here. Chase and Bowers feels amazing.
And then
that feels really good. Into Rashee Rice. Yeah, this team feels like it's very good. I thought the Gibbs McBride start was good. I actually don't know if I like Jeremiah Love in this regard. And maybe that's only because I don't know how I feel about both the players being on the same team.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I don't know if there's really anyone else that you would pick instead. Maybe Devonta Smith.
yeah, Devonta Smith's a 2-3 turn pick now with AJ Brown gone. I can't say that I blame them or disagree. The one thing I will say is that Trey McBride has honestly fallen into the third pretty consistently. So it's certainly not a reach. Like we were taking him there the whole time. We were taking him at the 1-2 turn to start, pre-NFL draft best ball 4 or 5 months ago or however long it's been since
Yeah,
then.
that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, he is a good player. He's going to be the primary target. He has the same ceiling as Bowers, in my opinion. So, I don't think it's crazy. Jeremiah Love, I love pairing him with Gibbs or Bijan. I love that he's at that 2-3 turn. Just he doesn't have to be my running back one. And I know that as we get closer to the best ball playoffs, which is basically the only thing that we're aiming for, that's when he's going to be getting the most work, has the most experience in his NFL career to that point. That's where everything sounds great. So I like it, but yeah, I'm a little interested on how that would work with McBride on the same team.
Yeah, it's all based on how much do we think the Cardinals will have to continually play from behind.
Yeah.
And probably a lot. And at least Jeremiah Love does it all, right? He will be the passing down back as well. It's going to be, who did they pick? Wait, who did they actually pick? They picked Kyron. Yeah. I think this is a slam dunk here. Breece Hall is the only other player I think worth interesting because this would be triple wide receiver for us.
I think Smith is just too good of a pick to pass up. And he's on the thumbnail. We have to pick him.
We're contractually obligated to pick him up in the scenario.
Definitely, and he's worth talking about because AJ Brown is gone, and he's the very clear number one target, and we all know he's good. And so now the question is, how much better can he get when he's the guy?
I'm also increasingly worried about Mekhi Lemon and the fact that he's missing a lot of time right now in OTAs. I mean, obviously, we're in June or late June now.
Yeah.
So any sort of soft tissue issue should fix itself by the time they actually start playing.
Yeah.
But these things tend to linger and they tend to stick around way longer than you want. And as a rookie on a team that also signed 8,000 veterans, I believe.
Yeah.
You kind of want him to be around and learn the things and get comfortable with Jalen Hurts. So it is a little bit concerning, but it does make Devonta Smith an interesting pick here. Breece Hall, Neighbors, McConkey. Neighbors on the third here, late third.
Yeah. Once you get to this range, it's hard to not look at the name and be like, but imagine he plays week 1 and he's 80% and then he gets to 100% by week 6. You've got a 1-2 turn type of wide receiver in the third, and I don't blame people.
God, DJ Moore feels so bad.
It is bad. Respectfully, it is bad. I like Ted goes. Javonte and Jacobs are both interesting. Javonte gives us a double Dallas stack. Jacobs is good. I actually would probably go Javonte here unless you are really jonesing for Josh Jacobs.
I'm not. And I do think this is something worth talking about again about Javonte Williams, because he is a player that routinely just did exactly what you needed him every single week.
Yeah.
And having, and this is, again, something I just said about the Cardinals. I think this is vastly different with the Cowboys based on a couple of factors. A, this offense is usually very good. And B, the price that we just got Lamb and Javonte, right?
Yeah.
Our first round and fourth round pick is way different than the 2-3 turn.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jeremiah Love is theoretically better than Javonte Williams. I only say that because we've never seen Jeremiah Love play down a football.
Yeah. I mean, Javonte might get more volume, though.
Can you name Javonte Williams' backup?
I sure can, because I draft him too much. And it's one of Jaden Blue, Malik Davis, or Phil Maffa. We don't know which one, but it's one of them.
And that is the crux of my question, because
Yep.
it is 3 players who will certainly not take a ton away from Javonte Williams.
Yeah. Now, obviously Jaden Blue is the fun name out of those 3. He's the quote unquote sexy name out of those 3. He could take some passing down work if he legitimately takes a massive step as a second-year player, which is totally possible. But he's also a knucklehead, and knuckleheads tend to not take steps forward, unfortunately. So we'll kind of wait and see. He's the type of player where we're going to wait until camp, and if it's week 1 of preseason, then he's very clearly the 2, and we're not seeing anything of Malik Davis and Phil Maffa, and they haven't signed James Conner or some other, or Najee Harris, or a veteran running back that's cut, or a free agent. Then I'll probably start getting a little overweight on Jaden Blue and be like, this is the guy. He's the clear backup. He might even take some regular work away from Javonte, because Javonte's kind of just a dude at this point in his career, and see what happens. So it's an interesting situation to monitor. I wanted to bring up Jalen Waddle. He goes right after us. I was going to suggest him if we didn't already have 3 good wide receivers, but I think Waddle's just wildly mispriced. He's good. We know he's good. When he's in an offense that actually has a quarterback that throws him the ball and supports him, he's a fantastic fantasy asset. He's going to be the primary target in Denver. He's going to have a competent offense around him. He's nowhere near his peak. He's barely entering his prime years right now. He's barely on his second contract. And he's a 4th, 5th round pick. And I'm why are we taking Emeka Egbuka over him again? Why are
these two have to swap? I think this is just a gross misunderstanding of
Egbuka's DraftKings ADP just never makes sense to me, and it has not fixed itself all summer, and I don't understand why, at all.
I don't know. People are just truly in love with what they saw to start the year last year, and I don't blame everybody. I don't blame folks for being really excited about him.
Yeah,
I do just think I don't know. Maybe the price isn't that crazy. I personally think he's more just a 4th rounder, because who knows what Godwin's going to do. We have 10 seconds to make this pick. Oh my God, I don't know if you heard that.
I'm good with Tootin or Hendo.
I'm going to go Hendo.
Okay.
Unfortunately, again, now we're really stacking 2 teams. We're stacking the Dallas Cowboys and New England Patriots. Not the worst. Not the worst.
That's the point.
Tootin, as much as I really want to believe in him, the coach speak around Chris Rodriguez feels bad in terms of the pure full-time role that Tootin would have, and the fact that they serve different purposes. I think Chris Rodriguez will be, and everyone kind of says this already, just because he's a bigger back. He's going to be the short yardage, probably in the red zone type of dude when they want to pound it. And also the Jacksonville Jaguars might just sling the ball every time they're close enough in the red zone.
Yeah.
And that is something that we really won't know until games start happening again, which is such a bummer because we have to draft these now.
Yeah.
So Tootin is good. He is a good player. He will get, I would say, definitely 1st and 2nd down work. I mean, most likely the 3rd down work too, unless they really want LaQuint Allen to start upgrading, rather taking this next step there. But he is good, maybe just not right there. If he comes back, if he's here, I'm going to slam Tootin. I think that would be a smart play here. But
even over Drake May.
Oh, I didn't realize he was that close.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But at the same time, we still have Dak. We also still have Dak on the way back.
That's tragic.
Well,
I guess, all right, my whole thing is still live, I guess. If he's here, he's...
I mean, Judkins is fine. He's after ADP.
I don't really like these two players here. I would rather just take Jaden. If we're looking at players pretty close to,
or do you want to pull up Hurts? We have Devonta.
oh, we have Devonta. Yeah, I do.
It's a reach, but I don't think it's a reach. I think his ADP is just wrong, frankly. So like, I think it's fine.
It's fine because looking at some of the other players, like Joe Burrow went the beginning of the 5-2, and that makes sense. Jamar Chase drafter wants to get Burrow. Yeah. I don't know where's the T Higgins drafter because here, they're not. I don't know if they would take him there. But
well,
they have two shots.
Yeah, they would have at least taken him at some point. And he goes really early on DraftKings. Like Burrow is like the second or third quarterback by ADP on DraftKings, just because a lot of people pull him up to pair with Jamar Chase that early. So,
and I get it.
Good, yeah. Like we did reach on Jalen Hurts, but he's the type of player I'm okay with reaching on because his ceiling is the QB1. His floor is like the QB7, QB8. Like he rushes for 10 touchdowns a year, even on a bad year. Like he throws for anywhere from 18 to 30, depending on the offense. And he rushes for 500 to 800 yards. He doesn't really get hurt that much because he's a massive human being that doesn't take damage. Like, sounds great. Sign me up.
And that's just the magic of like the running quarterback, right? Like just the offense is gonna be different. We can try and like tell ourselves, like, you know, it was a down year. That's why the ADPs kind of deflated.
Yeah.
In theory, this should be a slam dunk. I think like in the 6th round, like exactly what you just said. He has the ability to be the top 1, top 2 quarterback. Just needs to have a little bit of that touchdown luck. I think Eagles will have to bounce back. There's really no other way. Otherwise, Sirianni's gone.
Yep.
And making that bet with a bunch of good players, I feel like is fine. I think that's pretty good. We did lose Dak, whatever. Which I guess they had Pickens, fine.
Yeah. But again, with Hurts, that doesn't feel gross now. Like if our only quarterback option was Dak,
that feels bad.
It's like, okay, now we're scrambling for who's our QB2, he's our QB3. We have to reach and build a back stack. That's like gross. Now it's like, we'll see what kind of receivers and running backs fall. We'll see what tight end sounds good. We'll see where we want to strike on quarterback. And if we stop at 2, we stop at 2. If we want to grab 3, we can do that too. This is...
Oh, you did freeze. Okay. We're gonna have to do it ourselves here until he gets back. Right now, our team's looking pretty solid, pretty even between 3 wide receivers and 2 running backs. Looking at the wide receivers, Metcalf, QJ, Alec Pierce, not super interesting.
Back.
There you go, back. I was just telling our couple of viewers here, the wide receivers aren't very interesting to me. Kraft is super interesting to me, and that's really just it.
I would go Kraft or RJ Harvey personally.
All right, I'm gonna go Kraft. I am a little worried about the injury. You know, coming off an ACL sucks. Yeah. But theoretically, this is like the number 1 target earner on the Packers, and it's kind of a big. I'm going to say the word joke, but it's more. It's just the truth that's funny that Kraft is the most reliable target on that offense right now. Like given what we have seen from last year, heading into next year, like Jaden Reed just isn't on the field all the time. Matthew Golden is still kind of falling into his own in terms of like his role, and then Christian Watson did get a big bag of money, but he's made out of glass and he has paper skin. So what can we do? We have to look to Tucker Kraft and obviously Josh Jacobs, but we skipped him, and they have to throw the ball downfield eventually. Tucker Kraft is that person.
Yeah. It really sucks that Ramondre is falling because we already have Hendo.
I don't mind it. I actually do think like there's a lot of me that says picking up both of them in your draft is like pretty good because Ramondre is the starter.
Yeah.
Like he is the starting running back on New England Patriots. The fact that Hendo goes so much higher is that he is way more explosive, has a chance to break big runs. But like Stevenson is good for a touchdown and easily like 15 to 20 carries a game.
Yeah.
So like
Sutton is okay, but I think you take the falling Ramondre there. Like
he fell 11 spots based on ADP.
Yeah.
That feels pretty dang good.
We can just say that we basically swapped Ramondre and Hurts, and it feels a lot better.
Yeah.
We reached on Hurts by about a round. We got Ramondre about a round late. So we don't have May, but
Bummer.
We have literally every other valuable Patriot. and
that's sometimes good enough.
Yeah. Yes, we are building for week 17. Like that is all that matters in a best ball contest in this format. But we say that it's all that matters, but like you do have to get there. And so investing in an offense like the Patriots, if they're good, they're going to help you get there all year. And if it's just Henderson and Ramondre are just ping-ponging back and forth every single week, like each one is scoring at least 20 points every single week and you feel good about it, like that's worth it. So AJ Brown feels good. He doesn't need to be stacked. We have 2 Eagles that we feel good about, and we have CeeDee Lamb, and there's plenty to like on this team so far. Have Javonte as well. We have the Cowboys double stacked without Dak, but stacking without quarterbacks is fine. Like, you want to have your quarterback stacked, but to be honest, like there's not that many ridiculous quarterback passing games anymore. Like those don't happen with the frequency that they used to happen even like 4 or 5 years ago. Like our biggest game in recent memory was a freaking Kirk Cousins game where no one would have had him.
Yeah, that was so. 2 things I wanted to mention was one, like, we've said it a couple times, like the QBs that are unstacked are way worse than wide receivers that are unstacked with QB.
Yeah,
like it just doesn't give you that same advantage. At least when you have the wide receiver, you're like, all right, I'm getting my points. This feels good. If you miss on the QB, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. And then to your point about the passing, yeah, it's crazy how I think it was maybe 2 seasons ago, people kept talking about the too high safety, kind of removing the large passing games. And
yeah,
it feels like people kind of just said, they threw their hands up and said, whatever, we're not even going to worry about that anymore. We're just going to run the dang ball.
Yeah.
And we've seen an emergence of a lot of the early round running backs stay healthy and then dominate. And so teams really only need 250 yards passing, like maybe it's crazy to see these 4,000 yard passers, and yet they're really only doing, like, you don't see like 400-yard games anymore.
Yeah.
It's just not in the cards. Dak would probably be the only passer to see that a lot, at least for really big 300-yard games.
Yeah.
And yeah, we missed him, but whatever. Yeah, it's very strange. And I wonder if that will change this year. I'm not sure what sort of meta shift will happen in the NFL where teams will need to chuck the ball a ton.
After we make this pick, I looked up all the quarterbacks with 400 yards passing last year, and it's the funniest list you could ever possibly imagine.
Oh, man.
I think of falling Laporta.
I'm okay with this.
Like, yes, we can still get a third tight end now that we have 2 injury concerned tight ends. The only other thing is pulling up Jordan Love because we have Kraft.
I'm not going to pull up Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love's going to fall too. Okay. Kyler Murray is maybe interesting to me, and then
yeah, I think just taking Laporta makes sense here.
Like, what are you, Kyler Murray?
Like, he's fine.
Apparently, the drafters have not picked up the fact that he was once an MVP, is a dual threat quarterback, and has now Kevin O'Connell at the helm. Like, this feels really late based on what he could be. Like, Stafford in the 7th round is not right.
To be fair, that's a reach, but still, even Stafford in like the 8th or 9th round where he normally goes, like Kyler after all of these quarterbacks, it just feels cute for no reason. I think like there's just not a good reason for it. I know he has some bench risk, like I get it. I don't care. Like if I drafted him and he's anywhere close to getting benched, it's already a blown pick. Like it just is.
And for what it's worth, like we have Jalen Hurts, right?
Yeah.
So the amount of times that Kyler actually cracks our lineup is probably pretty slim. And yet he possesses the sort of high upside that you kind of want. And now we're left with this conversation of, do we pick Jordan Love to snap with, Tucker Kraft, or take Kyler Murray here?
I think Love.
Love is not getting benched. We can confirm.
Love's not getting benched. Love is good. He's stacked. And, to be fair, we haven't seen MVP level Kyler Murray in 4 years at this point. 3 years, 4 years.
I feel like it's almost more than that.
It might be 5 years. Like I think it was this year 2 of under Cliff Kingsbury, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't run nearly as much after he tore his ACL. He just doesn't. And if he's not running to the level that he was running when he was at or near an MVP level, he's not a fantastic fantasy quarterback. He's certainly a good fantasy quarterback, but he's not like a going to finish top 5 almost certainly kind of guy. Like we like the weapons, we like the situation, we like all that, but at the end of the day, if he's a pocket passer more than anything, if he's like Patrick Mahomes is, where it's like Mahomes will run when he has to just pick up a first down, but he's not going to just like take off and run whenever he wants to. If Kyler's playing more like Mahomes, like that's bad because Kyler's not good in that way. He can't stand in the pocket. He can't read defenses. He's short. He can't see over his line. Like I might sound biased as a Cardinals fan, but like I liked Kyler. I think Kyler was good. I think the Cardinals failed him, and I think that our former offensive coordinator installed the literally stupidest, worst possible offense for Kyler's skill set, and it showed because Jacoby Brissett looked fine, in fact, good in this offense because it asked the quarterback to do everything that Kyler does not do well, and it didn't take advantage of anything that Kyler does do well. And I think Minnesota will, but he still probably isn't going to rush for 1,000 yards anymore. Like it's probably going to be 400 to 600, 2 to 5 touchdowns. And then it's just how good of a passer is he actually going to be? We hope it's great. He could just be average. If it's just average, then he's a fine pick where he is. If it's great, then he's a smash. Or he could get benched. And then he's an awful pick because then JJ McCarthy is seeing the field.
I pray the poor Minnesota Viking fans do not see a scenario where Murray gets benched, 9 has to hop in and fight for their lives in this NFC North. That is very good. Like that is a terrifying division to try to win.
If that happens, like O'Connell gets fired, right? Like that has to be like catastrophically bad season.
I don't know. I guess because when you think about last year, I don't know if that was really Kevin O'Connell's fault. I guess obviously it takes the QB whisperer to whisper to the QB and make that happen. But when your QB is not good, how do you manage that? How do you kind of quantify where the real issue lies?
I know it's a luxury pick, but if Kyler comes all the way back, I think we just take him.
I was thinking the same. I highlight, like you may have even seen me do this. Like I highlighted Bill here.
Yeah.
But Kaytron Allen might be more of an interesting pick later. Oh,
Kyler goes.
You draft or 7.
I think Bill's a good pick.
I like I like it
He's-
here.
yeah.
Just I don't know. He's just a starter, at
He-
least for now.
Even if he's not, he had multiple almost 30-point fantasy games last year in an offense that was like bereft of anything to do with good running back weeks. Like he blew up in week 1 and he blew up in week 17, which is kind of exactly what you're asking for. So why don't you recap the team while
Yeah,
we're
let's
this
yeah,
turn?
let's take a quick look here. So we opened up a triple wide receiver. We went CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. Notably, don't be fooled. AJ Brown, New England, Devonta Smith on Philly. Javonte Williams and Trayvon Henderson next up to get our running back situation settled there. Jalen Hurts is our quarterback. Tucker Kraft into Ramondre Stevenson until Sam Laporta to kind of help us out in the mid rounds there. Jordan Love and Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt filling out some of the depth there. Interesting little team we have. I feel like we have a lot of good names. I feel like names that people want on their team. Will that matter in best ball? We'll see. I mean, I hope it does.
Are we sorted by ADP at the moment?
We're currently on. We're currently by ADP here.
Okay. Oh boy.
And we are in a pickle because there's some gross names, some interesting names. I highlighted Shaheed because he's interesting. I do not want to reach on Katron Allen. The only other one being Scrod or Tyron Tracy.
I think Shaheed is fine. I think he fits. We have 3 alpha target earners at wide receiver who are probably going to hit our lineup 80% of the time between the 3 of them. And then it's just about what kinds of players can provide a week that could supplant them. And that's Rashid Shaheed. It's deep ball threat. I caught 4 passes for 138 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like he's not gonna get you an 8 for 103 type of performance, especially with JSN there, but he gets 1 or 2 broken plays and he can get you 15 to 20 DraftKings points, and you get the bonuses here for 100 yards. Like I think he's a solid pick. He fits the room well. I am we're pretty week 11 heavy on buys. It's kind of the only fear, but like there's still plenty of time to add some people to help fix that a bit, but just have a lot of Patriots and now a Seahawk.
Yep. Patriots, Seahawks, Packers all have that week 11 bye.
Yep. But thankfully our quarterbacks have different buys. We can stop at 2. We can take a third one later if we want, but even though quarterbacks were kind of all the highest picks in that round, like I just didn't feel inclined to reach for any of them. It's if Hurts or Love are not hitting your lineup, you're probably in trouble anyways. But I think a third quarterback is still fine, especially on DraftKings with 20 rounds. Like it's never a bad thing. Some of the cheap quarterbacks have actually started to be cheap again, which is nice. I think Mendoza goes in like the 180s now, 170s, which is fun because he used to be expensive. Like Rodgers has risen, but not like too badly. So there's some interesting quarterbacks, but we don't have to take quarterback. That's the nice thing.
Oh. It's just a really, really tough section of the draft here to try and kind of alleviate our problems here. And maybe we don't really need to worry about it. Our wide receivers on week 11 right now would be CeeDee Lamb, Devonta Smith, and nobody. So I guess that's probably where we're going to look next. Start figuring out this wide receiver room, getting the little depth here.
But we're in what, round 13?
We are.
Yeah. I mean, we still got 7 more picks. You could say anywhere from 3 to 5 of those are going to be wide receivers. Like you can get week 11 covered quite easily.
Think about running back a little bit.
Yeah,
we got
this
Hendo
is
and
kind of
Stevenson.
it's kind of where it starts to fall off is right around this range. So if there's someone that stands out, there's also our favorite cornerback, Travis Hunter, that's always here.
What do we do with you, man?
I just keep drafting him. He's gonna play wide receiver. He just is. Like, people want to fight on that. Like, go for it. I don't know if he's gonna be good enough or not. I don't know if he's gonna have a big week, but I know he's gonna play wide receiver, and I know he's incredibly talented, and I know that's an offense we like. So
It truly is like the craziest pick here, because when you think about what he possesses, right? Like his potential is someone who could be like a top wide receiver, target earner, like elite threat, and he's going on 154th round because we just don't know.
Yeah.
And it's a crowded receiving room, not just wide receiver, just a crowded receiving room with Bretton Strange getting the bag too. Yeah. And now, like when you look at,
want to go Hunter,
I think we just go anyway. I think we just do it because in picking him, we get to talk about him even more. Like, he is the second overall pick in that draft.
Yep.
He is, his team, his organization is completely bought into him as a player, and they out of an abundance of caution, they had him sit the rest of the season. Right? They felt like, all right, you have this, because I don't think the injury didn't seem bad. It was just after review, they said, all right, look, it's best for you to get this cleanup procedure. It was like MCL. It wasn't the ACL. It was like MCL something.
Yeah, I think it was like a partially torn MCL, which like he probably could have come back for the playoffs, but even then, like it would have been like he's at like 50%, and it's like,
For what it's worth, this is really interesting. Trey Tucker actually is interesting to me, based on the fact that he's similar to Rashid Shaheed. He has a big play possibility. He scored, was that a 50-point week? He scored 3 touchdowns one week.
I think
it might have been only like 30.
No, I think it was in the high 40s, almost 50. Like, it was a Jawan Jennings type of game.
Just absolutely mind-boggling performance from somebody who has been legitimately useless for fantasy for
the Geno Smith Raiders.
Because that's showbiz, baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, just to wrap up the thought on Travis Hunter, like he is just like we talked about in terms of players cracking a lineup. Like, he is a low risk pick that can be someone who will get you points. Like, if he doesn't play a single snap wide receiver, say that's like just worst case scenario, totally cornerback.
Yeah.
Literally doesn't matter because it's best ball. Like, does not matter with the rest of our team. Outside of week 11, he will not crack the lineup because we have AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and Devonta Smith. Like, they are going to be our top 3 players. Like, okay, we don't get him on the flex. That's fine. Whatever, man. Like, that's why we have running backs. That's why we have 2 top tight ends on this team. Like, they will fit that roster. Do not worry about that. Like, Travis Hunter, he could pop. That's all, like 1 week if he's really good. Look at that. Best ball will figure it out.
What's up, Travis? Hopping on late, solid squad, fellas. I'm open to the Henderson Ramondre double tap. Running back gets so ugly. Lock up an RB spot. Yeah, I think that was the conversation. That was Bryan's argument of just, you're kind of just hoping Ramondre kicks it off for you. They're between the two of them, they should be getting 99 to 100% of running back touches in this offense if everything's healthy and everything's going well. And you're just betting on a good offense and that they're going to both give you good weeks, possibly in the same week even. They did that once last year, right? Where they both had like over 20 points.
They did week 16 or 17 when they played the Jets. Not 17. It was like week 15 or 16.
Yeah.
They just trounced the Jets, and both of them scored touchdowns.
That's right. I do like running back here. I think Bigsby is good. I think Coleman is good. Yeah. Probably.
I truly need, and I don't know how much you're paying attention on some of the various hype trains on Blue Sky and Twitter, but this great, we've been talking about Greg Dulcich a ton. I am slowly being scared off of Greg Dulcich
Scared
as
off
like,
of him.
yeah, only
Okay.
because I've kind of seen this story before
Yeah.
of a tight end on a kind of bad offense that should be good, who would get a lot of targets.
Let's
But
take
I'm
Coleman.
gonna pick Jonah Goldman
Yeah.
here. I'll talk about him in a second, but yeah, Greg Dulcich. I don't know. I get it. I understand. All the reasoning is correct, and I get it. Just I don't. In my heart of hearts, I'm just scared.
I get it. But we're in what, round 16, 15?
Yes. So the price is legitimately free.
Yeah. Like, who, like, I probably like Gunnar Helm more than him. But like Gunnar Helm, we kind of just are treating Gunnar Helm like he's absolutely going to be the tight end one. They brought in Daniel Bellinger. Like Dayball literally like went out of his way to ask for him to be brought to the team. And like Gunnar Helm's not that much better. Like I think he is better for sure, but like is he that much better? Like this could just be a gross like Baltimore Ravens-esque tight end rotation of just like, I don't know. Oh, look, Charlie Kolar. Like you'll get type things like that where it's like, yes, that was the Gunnar Helm. Oh no, it wasn't. That was
You're like, oh,
that
wait,
was the Daniel Bellinger.
and they'll all pick 81, 85, and 87. And you're like,
Yep.
who is who? What the like?
Yep. I would say Sean Tucker here.
Yeah.
Um,
Pleased. Zachariah Branch is an interesting one. Like,
yeah.
I am gonna go Sean Tucker.
Yeah.
He also have the same buy as who we just picked, Jonah Coleman, but I don't think that'll be too worrisome because it's not 11.
Yeah.
But I do think this is still good here.
Yep. He's a red zone possible touchdown threat every single week until he's not. But as far as we know right now, like he's probably the goal line back. And he has 2 30-plus point fantasy games in his.
He's good.
Yeah,
he's
like
good. They just keep him, and Rashad White's gone, so he can't keep losing touches to him.
Like Bucky's still coming off of injury. He'll probably be fine, but like there is technically a path there for Bucky to like start slow or just be injured the whole season. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't believe in Kenny Gainwell. I just don't.
Don't let the Kenny Gainwell hive hear you.
I'm sorry, Kenny Gainwell hive. I just don't. I just don't. He was the starting running back on the Eagles and did nothing. Like absolutely nothing. He got beat out by Miles Sanders. You know how bad you have to be beat out by Miles Sanders?
All right, hold on. Before you really bash him too far, I'm going to stop you right there. Miles Sanders had a really, really good rookie/sophomore season. I don't remember which one was which. Miles Sanders was legitimately fine. He was a fine running back. Did what he needed to do. Kenny Gainwell was just a strange, weird scat back kind of. I feel like they just didn't know what to do with him. He was just like a weird, like I'm always going to be open in the flat, but I'm never going to get the ball. All right, continue.
There's nothing else for me to say.
I think the Steelers just unlocked him. That's what it is. The Steelers found a way. Aaron Rodgers saved that man's career.
Literally just that. That's the only reason. Like, if Kenny Gainwell was not on that team and it had just been Jalen Warren and Najee Harris again, we would have had Jalen Warren as like a 4th round pick because he would have gotten like 120 receptions. Like, Gainwell did it all on receptions from Rodgers. He had a couple breakaway touchdowns that was like kind of lucky and random, which like, again, you want in best ball. I don't think he's a bad pick in best ball. I just don't think he's actually like that good of a running back. I think he's just, if you give him a lot of opportunity, he will pay it off for you. I just don't think he's going to get a lot of opportunity because I think Bucky is good. And I think we're all just like kind of forgetting his rookie season just because everything went so wacky crazy last year for Tampa. Oh boy.
I just think Gainwell and Bucky just have the same skill set.
More or less. They're more or less the same running back.
And
undersized, good pass catcher, and then you give them a lot of work, and you're like, oh, that was cool.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, that happened.
This next pick feels abysmal to me. I do not know where to go.
Welcome to DraftKings.
Because we're at round 17.
So we've got what, 6 running backs, 6 wide receivers? I can't quite see.
Because DraftKings, you're killing me. Yes.
Okay.
2-6-6-2.
So probably one more tight end. because we have 2 injured tight ends. Did Fryermuth go? It's our favorite tight end.
He's
clip.
right there. It might just be Fryermuth. Who did I just hovered over somebody? Oh, Colby Parkinson. No, there's 8,000 like tight ends on that team,
Yeah.
including is it Jack Endries? No, Max Claire.
Yeah, I would go Fryermuth. Yeah, I think we're good there. I think we're fine on quarterback. I think all the interesting quarterbacks are gone at this point.
What do you mean? He's right here.
I think all
The
the
most interesting one of all time.
quarterbacks
That is an
gone.
interesting quarterback to me.
He's interesting, but probably not for fantasy.
What are we gonna do? And he's gone, so it doesn't even matter anymore.
Oh darn!
Hold on. Can we get him? No, he's not here. All right, DraftKings. If I'm trying to stream and make jokes in the player name here, I need this little I need this magnifying glass to be over here, so when I type Sorsby, it's funny. Instead, now it was just SBY. Like,
I do think Katron. I guess Katron with JCM. Well, you could claim that that's also trying to buy a backfield of like Rashad White's probably the pass catcher, and then you're just betting on one of the guys to be the running back part of the running backs.
Yeah. Like, he is just bigger than JCM.
Yeah.
So that will put him in a different thing. I don't know. Sure. Whatever.
Yeah. I think we just go double wide receiver to end it. And
I'm all right with this.
There's dozens of rookies.
This is actually kind of interesting. Only because, again, when we talk about Malik Neighbors missing time, like, it will be Malachi Fields and Darius Slayton or Braxton Berrios or OBJ. So by default, this is our wide receiver we're going to look at. If you want any part of the Giants. Pat Bryant, also good. The problem is I can sell myself on everybody. I know you're frozen. Let's see when you come back and see how long it takes for me to just talk to myself. We have a couple picks in between, so we have time. I think this team has the juice. I think this team can do it. We have enough big playability that this team should be really good outside of week 11. But man, it will be tough outside of that. Man, it'll be tough for that 1 week if we don't make it through. And I was talking on mute. Oh my gosh, this production is falling apart. When you don't have the reps, when you don't keep sharp, this is what happens. My camera's here. I need to remember my camera's here and not here. We're learning. This is why we did things in the off season with no one watching. I will mention here, once you get to this point, just take the guy you believe in. Just take the guy that you think will be that lottery ticket. There's 2 rounds left. We have drafted 200 players. Just take whoever you want. It doesn't matter. Anything can happen here. This is where you get your Pukas. This is where you get maybe even Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving probably went like the 12th round, but just take random guys, man. This is just you are just hoping that they even touch the field at this point in some sort of real capacity. Yes, Keishon Booty will see the field, but I doubt that he's going to do the same fantasy performance from last year. Like I'm just, if he falls to me, I'm just gonna take Ted Hurst here. If you got Brennan Thompson, exactly the same thing. You're taking players who can break the game, who can break the slate. Brennan Thompson, absolutely. He's a guy that the Chargers have noted that he is their Tyreek Hill. And I'm gonna go ahead and take I'm going to take Ted Hurst here. Yes, he is the same buy as our Philly players. That's fine. Not a big deal. But Ted Hurst is at least with a wide receiver group that is pretty wide open. We talk about Igbuka at the start of the show. Talk about Chris Godwin, even just like a tiny bit. But Godwin now has to figure out where he fits on this team here. It's booted you real quick. So welcome back. I did take Ted Hurst here as we started going double dipping on wide receivers. I thought Ted Hurst also was a big faller.
Yeah.
So that seemed good to me. Right now, think about wide receivers here. Pat Bryant's interesting. How do you feel about Bryce Lance?
I don't think I've heard enough about Bryce Lance to feel super comfortable with him.
I think that's fair.
Right
now I'm kind of picking not another week 10 person.
I mean, Pat Bryant or Brazel's fine, I think.
I'm only taking Brazel for, well, I shouldn't say I'm only taking him for 2 reasons. That's stupid. I'm taking him for 2 reasons. One being the Panthers truly don't have like a elite deep threat. That's what he's going to be.
Yeah.
They did sign Coker, so we do know Coker is going to be playing a lot in the slot. Brazel's probably going to be the other outside guy, and I think that's really smart for the Panthers.
Yeah.
I think Leggett is toast, and obviously Tedero McMillan is the number 1 on that team. But Brazel at least has that real big playability to break your lineup when he needs to and kind of push you over the edge. So here's that. That's like, I mean, that whole reasoning is why I would like Bryce Lance. And to your point, we haven't heard anything about him at all. So
yeah. And like you would hope that you would, because like Jordan Tyson is kind of just missed everything so far because of hamstring stuff. So like you would hope that it's like, well, Bryce Lance is doing well, but like I haven't heard anything on that. So it's probably more of just a long shot dynasty bet at this point, unless we really get something new as we get into training camp. But I had plenty of them early.
Who is the person who is on that team? Right, Devon Vele. There we go.
Yeah, it is.
I was trying to think of the new de facto wide receiver 2 on that team.
Yep.
What is all right? How do you? What happens if I click this? I'm trying to pick a real version. This is I don't know what's going on here. I'm gonna see if I can even share this here. Oh, that's not helpful. Okay, never mind. I want to see if there's an easy way for me to show my roster outside of this real scrolly bit. But this is all we got.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So we have completed our 20-round DraftKings draft. As always, actually, I shouldn't say as always. This was a little more normal. This wasn't as chaotic as some of the other ones that we had the past few few rounds here. This one seemed pretty chalky. Obviously, I'll give you a second to like glance at the board. But even when we were drafting, nothing truly jumped out as like that was a bad pick. Stay.
No, I think if we had known Ramondre would fall that far, then I would have preferred like Price or Tootin. But like we talked about, I don't think it's bad to have both Patriot running backs, but it would have been nice to have like two different shots at two different offenses. But again, that required hindsight that we didn't have. Like Ramondre and Laporta are both like full round fallers by ADP. Both of our quarterbacks are stacked. We have 3 good tight ends. We have 7 solid shots at running back. We're basically counting that we're going to get the Cowboys running back every week. We're going to get a Patriots running back every week. Bill will mix in sometimes, or Katron will mix in sometimes, and then taking a couple upside shots that Tucker and Coleman either win their jobs or win significant roles that weren't expected at their prices. And wide receiver, we're just strong. Like that's when you start out 3 alpha wide receivers early, like it opens up everything, because we didn't take another wide receiver until what, round 10? So
no,
like
round 12.
Yeah, like we waited a long time, but like that's fine. Felt comfortable the whole time. I was never like, oh God, we're behind. Like those 3 are going to hit our lineup 90% of the time, like we said. And we have good shots behind them. We have the number 2 overall pick last year. We have a couple deep ball threats that just need one play to hit our lineup, and a couple youngsters at the end that if they get a meaningful role, this squad's cooking. So I like it.
Yeah, I really enjoy this start. Like, I think going triple wide receiver here really has me feeling good. I'm thankful this person picked Ibuka. Obviously, clip this when I'm wrong. But thinking about it just like as like holistically, picking a wide receiver that might be in more of a committee, if you will, versus like Devonta Smith is that dude. Like, yeah, like that felt like a really lucky break for us.
Yep.
And if you look at some of the situations going on the board where players did not pick really wide receivers that early, especially this first drafter, like this is a strong start. Do not get me wrong. They're making the bet that Burden is the Bears' number 1. That a lot of people are now taking that coin flip with him and Odunze. Devontae Adams is a touchdown machine, but can he do that again? That is a tough like metric to hit again. Like I like leading he had 17 touchdowns last year. Yeah. Like I don't think people realize how like sustainable that is. Like yes, 10 touchdowns is very good. Yeah. I fear that but honestly, the age between Matthew Stafford and Devontae Adams, I think they're both 100 years old. Is that? I think it's about right.
Yeah, it's close.
He is truly one of one type of player, so it maybe doesn't matter. But like, my point is the wide receivers then he's now relying on are Jaden Reed, Jordan Anderson, Denzel Boston, Brandon Ayuk, who might not be on a team. I don't know. So like the start is. It put like you have to be ready to accept your losses when you are making a start. Honestly, more often than not, like when you start with a tight end, like you like really have to hope that McBride is your wide receiver 1.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that is pushing me away from as many Bowers and McBride teams as like you and I took early in the season. Like, it just doesn't feel as good. Like, there are so many late tight ends that I feel totally fine with having 3 to 4 of in every single draft. And like, absolutely, they're not going to be Brock Bowers, but like Can I get close to Brock Bowers in the aggregate between the three of them? I think so. Like
Sure can.
Harold Fannin, Tucker Kraft, Sam Laporta, even Kyle Pitts, I feel decent about in a Kevin Stefanski offense. Tyler Warren's probably the wide receiver one on that team. Like Holston Loveland's probably the wide receiver one on that team, and he's 2 rounds cheaper. Like, but before we hop into another draft, this range every year kills us at tight end. The tight ends like 4 through 8 always bust. They're always just like, this feels great. And then you get in the season, you're like, oh, they're the same as tight end 16. That sucks.
How did we get here? How did we see this coming? Yeah, I agree. Someone in this range will disappoint you with some injuries and various like location changes. I'm sure it might be someone who you really don't want to lose.
Yeah,
but tight end it's always weird. There's nothing you can do about that.
But at the same time, like this is arguably the best tight end profiles we can get in this range that we've gotten in a long time. I'm thinking back to like, what was it, 2 years ago, where it was like Laporta was the tight end 1, McBride was the tight end 2, Kittle was up there, Kelsey was up there, Andrews was up there, Kincaid was up there, and like those were all decent bets, but like they were either old or like they weren't the top option or even the top 2 options on their team. And it was a lot of just like hoping and projecting, and most of them busted. This time around, it's like, okay, McBride and Bowers are definitely the top options. Colston Loveland is probably at worst the second option, but probably the best option. Warren, again, at worst the second, probably the best. Kraft, at worst the second, probably the best, but he's injured. Pitts, the second, like, you could argue the third if you want to put Bijan ahead of him. Like, that's fine. But, like, Fannin, probably the first. At worst, the second. You know, like, even getting into Laporta, like, he's the third, but it's a very good offense with touchdown upside. Like, the one that, again, still doesn't feel good is George Kittle. Like, I will say that my stance has softened on it a little bit because it sounds like he's going to play week 1. I cannot
believe it.
I don't feel like that's possible, but everything they're saying is just like, yeah, he's way ahead of schedule. So like for me with Kittle, I still have him ranked in like the 150s, 160s. He never goes there, but like if I need a stack, like if I've just gotten snapped off on all these quarterbacks that I was like drafting receivers to try and set up, and Purdy's still on the board, I'll take Purdy and then I'll aim for Kittle in the next round and just suck it up. And that's the only time I'm taking Kittle. But like, I feel fine with Purdy. I can get Kittle. I can get Stribling later. I can get Christian Kirk. Feel totally fine with that. That's about the only time I take Kittle. But yeah, like all these tight ends after that feel fine. There's just a lot of upside. And so it's probably okay to draft the mid-range tight ends this year, even though historically it just hasn't been a good bet.
It's so maddening because it should work. It should work. It should work. Like yep. You set up your team correctly, then you go, all right, who is the real tight end on this NFL roster? Boom, Tucker Kraft, great, awesome. I feel good in that 7th round. That should work.
It should.
Then it doesn't. Like,
and then the Packers.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh god, like Dallas Goedert should work.
Yeah,
it should work. Like this should work. Like
he probably will.
Should work. Like this should be good for you. And we always find a way. Like I was just trying to go over just real quick, and then we can move on to the next draft. Like Mark Andrews here, man. Like this. Like look at this. Like it was him. Like he is the only other guy on that team. And just let you down over and over again. So,
Yep. But
you know, what can you do?
Lamar was injured half the season, and he was coming off injury still, and he's old, and that offense sucked. And now they have a new offense, and this offense won't suck because every time you change a coach, everything's good automatically, right?
It
Nothing
always
ever goes
improves.
wrong.
Always improves.
Yep. But what if
All right.
it does improve?
All right. What do you think? Sneak one more draft in here?
Let's do it. If you're up.
All right. I'm up for it. Oh, I kicked him off. I am hiding away my screen here so I can add a little more funds here because we're not special enough to get free drafts. Sorry, everybody. We do have to earn this one.
So I did want to circle back because I said I had a really funny list for us of 400-yard passers in 2025. Do you remember any of the quarterbacks who did it?
There's 6.
Yep.
I really thought one was going to be, I think, Stafford.
Yep. He's the last one to do it in December 18th against the Seahawks of all teams. Threw for 457 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Seahawks.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Sorry. Un momento.
You're good. So there's only one other quarterback on this list that I think people could easily get.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it is going to be. Oh yeah, we said Kirk. Did you have that one in there?
That was the year before. It was the 500.
And that would say Dak.
No. Similar range / type of quarterback, though. Maybe a little more athletic.
I mean, Herbert feels like he should be absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. He did it October 19th against the Colts. He threw for 420 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Goodness gracious. Sorry, I can't remember any of my login stuff for funds here. Hold on. One moment. I'll be right back. Can we get a little? We need a little technical difficulties thing as I run away from my desktop real quick.
All good. If you're in the chat and watching, have any guesses, haven't looked it up yet, feel free to drop it. We've got 4 more names. 3 of them, honestly, all 4 of them are hilarious, truly. In the meantime, though, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. We appreciate everyone who tunes in, watches these streams with us. We enjoy doing them. We enjoy interacting with y'all. If you have any comments, questions, feel free to leave them down below. We will talk through them. Happy to chat on everything. Dealing with a little bit of adding funds.
Look, we are a real professional organization here.
Yep.
We run a very tight ship. And if Justin ever finds out that we're doing it like this, he's going to kill us. So everyone play cool. Yeah. All right. It's just between us and got folks in the chat here. Hey, would you look at that? We're back. Hold on. Don't click ad stage. We're back. And look at that. We have enough for another $1 million best ball. Let's do it.
Nice.
That's I was just thinking as I was sprinting around my house, Geno Smith. I feel he's got to be one.
Nope. Similar type of name.
So what I said 3 of 6 so far. I've said Justin Herbert, Matt Stafford, and then I know I've only seen 2.
Yeah, I need 4 more.
Did Drake May not last? Drake May didn't have a 400-yard game last year.
Nope. Just remember that
Geno Smith.
There was only 2 names that I said were easy to get. So think about what that entails for the other 4.
Riley Leonard didn't get to 400.
Did he get to 400 feet passing.
He was cooking that Houston defense. Don't forget. Pick 5.
Yuck.
I'm just gonna eyeball some of them here. T-Law feels like he got there. Oh, did Mac Jones get to 400?
No, but you're on the right track.
Who was it? Which one of you psycho backups did it? Wait, no, Bryce Young did it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bryce
that's
Young.
absolutely right.
448 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Atlanta Falcons on November 16th. Someone else had 400 passing yards on November 16th as well.
It was Penix, right?
Nope.
Wasn't that the opposing QB? Dang.
Nope. Different game.
Brissett feels like he absolutely had a 400-yard game.
That was the other November 16th. 452 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. That was when he threw 57 pass attempts against the 49ers.
That poor guy. That poor QB1. Pay him. Goff is the other one that I could think of. It just be pretty normal.
No. Too good. Need to go worse.
All right. Are we Malik definitely didn't do it. I don't think Malik Willis had one.
I don't know if he has 400 career passing.
I know.
yards.
Did you against the Titans? Did you throw 400 yards?
No.
I
think it was close.
Oh, he got 360. Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Pretty good. All right, I'm gonna have to give up. I can't think of the last 2.
Okay. Well, one of them was Joe Flacco.
Oh,
as a Bengal.
I should have known that.
470 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. The one that I definitely didn't remember until I saw this name, and it made me literally laugh out loud. Russell Wilson.
Oh,
against the
Dallas
Cowboys.
Oh my God! Week
400.
2. What a fever dream that was. And do you remember how that game ended?
Yeah.
Oh, he just threw it at the neighbors into triple coverage, and they picked them off.
Yep. The fact that Russell Wilson, Joe Flacco, Jacoby Brissett, and Bryce Young were the majority of your 400-yard passers is why I think it's fine to take the rushing quarterbacks early in best ball because that
happens. Because that is what we're working with.
All of our normal pocket passing quarterbacks, they didn't get there. They haven't done it. It was Bryce Young and Russell Wilson that was doing it.
Just unbelievable. JSN, welcome to the roster, I believe. Do you care of anyone else?
I never like clicking JSN, but I'm fine with it, I guess.
Really? You just don't think he's going to do it again?
I think
I know. You don't like the Seahawks offense in general. No, I'm going to click it anyway. I'm going to make you have to.
Which is fine. Like, every time I get pick 5, I'm just like, ugh. So I should take JSN because I don't want to full fade JSN, but like I don't want to take JSN here. It feels gross. Would rather.
Would you prefer like Sun God or CMC? Like if you're sitting there at 5?
It would probably be Lamb. I'm very high on Lamb.
Wow. Okay.
Their offense is never bad. It's never bad. CD Lamb is never bad. Like he just got injured and he got unlucky last season. He had like 3 touchdowns. Like he got stopped on the one, like 4 different receptions that just became Javonte gimme touchdowns. Like his season would be entirely different if even half of those had been converted. And like if he didn't have a couple games where he started and then got knocked out before he got a reception. Like I think he had that twice or like once and then another where it was like in the first quarter. Like he was just unlucky, but he was just as good as every other top receiver that was going, even with Pickens there. Like their season just kind of derailed when he got injured, but they were absolutely cooking before that.
Yeah, he did still like. I think to your point, he still had over 1,000 yards, and he missed weeks 4, 5, 6.
Well, and like how many games did he have under 10 targets? Like 2?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah,
Okay.
you're still getting 9, 8 targets. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like of those 9 targets, he still got 112 and 1.
Yeah. Like he is. Everyone's like, George Pickens was better. No, George Pickens was luckier, and he caught touchdowns. That's the only reason. He was not better.
And that's just a Dak. That's just Dak deep ball, man. Like that is why George Pickens really succeeded, because Dak is a great deep ball passer. Pickens is a great 50-50 guy, and they had to just sling the ball. That defense was horrifically, like, astronomically bad.
Yep.
So they needed to have games where Dak is throwing the ball 75 times.
Yeah.
You know, I like he was in, for what it's worth, Dak was like way more efficient than my hyperbole there. Like he was probably throwing the ball 30, 40 times, and he was great. And George Pickens like benefited from the volume. So not that these players are bad. The CD is a better receiver than George Pickens.
Yeah.
Like, don't get it twisted.
I think he's a better receiver than JSN. I think JSN.
I think that's both. It's I don't even think that can be a hot take, because like CeeDee Lamb is just like phenomenal receiver. Like
he was at this pick last year, and the year before that he was even higher than this. Like we just dropped him half a round because he got injured, and everyone's like, George Pickens is there, and I'm like, who cares? T. Higgins is there, and we don't knock Jamar Chase for that. They're the same bet. It's the same offense, basically.
Which is why I'm going George Pickens right now. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Because Drake London's going to fall. They're going to pick Devon Achane. We're going to go Drake London, and then we're going to go Nico Collins. Sound good?
Calling your shot, yeah.
Oh, they're going to auto pick. Oh, you jerk. Oh.
I mean, I don't hate Achane.
Achane's a pretty good consolation prize.
Yeah, in full PPR, I'm more inclined to be okay with Achane. I don't love starting with 2 offenses that I think are going to suck, but they're at least players that don't suck. Yeah. So
I am in the camp that Devon Achane's going to be absolutely force-fed touches.
Probably, yeah.
Like, he has to get the ball like every other play.
You would think.
And the danger becomes, is he durable enough to handle that workload? He's just an itty-bitty boy.
So far, he's held up. I mean, he got a ton of touches last year. Like, it didn't feel like it, but, like, if you click on his game logs, like, you know.
Like, that's, I mean, this is why we're playing him, right? Like, you. Like,
yeah, just... like, I see games of 20 receptions. 10s? Yeah, like, there's a game of 18 rushes and 7 or 5 catches. Like, this guy was getting 20 plus touches basically every week, and he held up all season. Like, I think he got a concussion once, maybe missed 1 week or missed half the game, something like that. But like, that's not predictable. That just happens. Happened to anyone.
Here's where I'm at. Like, oh, never mind.
Thoughts on pulling up Zay Flowers a few picks?
I dig it. I think this again. I think we're also in a good draft spot where we probably land Lamar.
Yeah,
I think this would be pretty good. I'm in. I am someone who is like, I think Zay Flowers is a good football player.
Yeah,
I think Zay Flowers will be good for fantasy football. I do not think Zay Flowers will like win you championships in redraft. I think he's a pretty good 3rd, 4th round pick because he can give you these boom games, but there's like a lot of games where he just like is just points. I don't know. Like these aren't like week defining points. They're just points that beat your opponent.
But so, like, that was the old offense. So
it was the old offense. It was indeed the old offense.
There's a chance that Declan Doyle comes in and he's like, hey, Zay Flowers is just like very clearly the guy here. And like, Lamar, like that is, I'm very high on Ravens so far this summer in general because all the news, all the coach speak, everything around the Ravens is just like they fully understand that like they need to use Derrick Henry more and they need to like do what Lamar does best, which is like use his legs and like use motion and play up tempo and use speed. And like the Ravens on a high powered, fast offense, like, yes, please sign me
Yeah,
up.
sign me up.
Like, and Zay Flowers is very clearly the best option. Like, and there is not a close second place, especially with Andrews getting up there. Like, we draft a lot of Surratt and Jacoby Lane late because they're speculative and they're relatively high draft capital. And like, if any of them are even decent, like that's a big hit. But like, they're not better than Zay Flowers. And if they are, then boy, was that not on tape in college.
I just can't believe you don't think Rashad Bateman is going to finally earn his keep.
Sure.
He got money in the offseason. Maybe not
he?
this, it was two off seasons ago. I think he got paid.
Yeah.
They said keep him on the roster, man.
I think he's more likely to be cut than to be good. But
He probably should be cut. He's like 25. Rashad Bateman's hilariously young. I think he might be 26 years old.
Let's find out.
Like, this dude has been playing forever and is like the same age as Tyler Shuck.
Yeah. Well, my internet works. Yeah. 26, doesn't turn 27 until November 29th.
Like, that is crazy.
Him and J.K. Dobbins are both just like, oh, those guys are young. They feel like they're 30. They're not. They're 26.
I mean, J.K. Dobbins has the injuries of truly like a man who has been like in the mines forever. He's just been. His knees are not what they used to be. We've now been put in an interesting position, given our opponent, or I think this drafter might be the auto drafter. No, they picked Tedero. Oh, come on.
I would be Jacobs or Waddle.
We drafted what? Zay Flowers. I want to pick Waddle.
That's fine.
I don't know if it's correct over Josh Jacobs. I think Waddle is just good enough to help us do what we did last draft, right? Let's lock in these top 3 wide receivers. We can start picking up the pieces afterwards.
The thing about Tet, and like, I'm with you. When you start with a Seahawk and a Dolphin in the first 2 rounds, there's players that I like more than the players we've selected, but they're on bad offenses. Like, I would have rather had Breece Hall in the 3rd. I don't want a Jet with these 2. Like, I don't want all of my picks to just be like, what if we just took all the good players from all the awful projected offenses and hope they're all fine? That's how you lose. Like, it just is. And, same with Waddle. Like, if Tet had been there, it's a conversation. I like Scatterboo more as a player than I like Jacobs, but like, the Packers are definitely going to be at least an average offense. The Giants could suck. Like, they just could. They have Matt Nagy as offensive coordinator. Like, he turned Patrick Mahomes into Jared Goff.
Please. Yeah.
This is
and it wasn't until Patrick Mahomes finally took things out of Nagy's hands and started becoming the magician again did we see him be good for fantasy football. Yep. Also, he had no wide receivers to throw to.
If we get snapped off, I would
okay.
Hendo. He auto drafted, but weirdly. But sure.
I'm gonna take Lamar Jackson here.
Yeah. That feels good.
I guess Hendo's not like totally egregious here. We took him at the 108 last time, but
yeah. I mean, like,
not the 108, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. And again, when you lock up Lamar in the 5th, like, just feels good. Like, if I take one more quarterback, regardless of how good or bad they are, I feel good stopping at 2, as long as the bye weeks are fine. And also, Another reason that I'm incredibly high on the Ravens is that their Week 17 matchup is the Cincinnati Bengals. Like, that's the best possible matchup you could think of. Terrible defense, division rival, great offense that will push them.
Oh,
Like,
you may have muted yourself. I was trying to figure out if it was my headset or not.
have I?
At least I don't see your 3 dots popping up here. Because it should be your, I believe it's your laptop mic, right?
No, I have a real mic.
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
Now, can you hear me?
No.
Oh, okay, then. That's weird.
Uh-oh. I don't think I did anything. I'm going to test something real quick. Okay.
How about now?
Yes. I don't know what happened, but,
I didn't change anything.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, that was weird. The reason I love the Ravens is that they play the Bengals in Week 17, and
that's good.
You're facing a bad defense, a division rival, an offense that'll push you. I would be Price here as well. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
We're really making you hate this team.
I'm fine with Price. I'm fine with JSN. It's just like it's not that I hate either of them. I don't think people are baking in the type of downside that I think exists. It's like we were so happy-go-lucky on Brock Bowers last year, and we were just like, oh, it'll be fine. It wasn't fine. Shockingly. Turns out the offense sucked, and Brock Bowers couldn't overcome the fact that their quarterback was terrible, and their offensive line was terrible, and their team was terrible. Like, Seattle has a new unproven offensive coordinator. They're going to have a Super Bowl hangover. Their defense got worse. Their offense got worse. Like, everything got worse, and they already were kind of sun running, to be honest. Like, Sam Darnold's not good. I'm sorry. He's just not. He's fine. He's not good. He's fine. When you can keep him upright and you can make it really easy for him to just point and click, he'll do so. Oh, boy, these all suck. Jaylen Warren?
I was thinking the same. Or do you want to go with Jerry Rice?
Jaylen Warren. And make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now it gives us what? That's our third running back? All right.
Yeah. But, like, Warren with Rodgers and no Gainwell feels good. Like, sure, Arthur Smith is gone, but Aaron Rodgers is still going to just absolutely and utterly dump it off every time he even smells the idea of pressure, because he doesn't want to take sacks and he can't extend plays anymore.
And Rico Dowdle's not really the passing down back that Kenny Gainwell was.
Yeah.
So he's not going to take anything. Caleb Johnson might not exist. He might have just been a figment of our imagination that one time at Iowa.
It seems like it, which is unfortunate, because, boy, could he take this backfield if he was actually talented. But it appears that he is not, unfortunately.
Who knows? New coach, no more doghouse. Maybe this will be his opportunity. Maybe he's able to take this one.
Yeah.
I'm not holding out hope, though.
Yeah. That's definitely comes out of left field in training camp type of note of like, oh, he's running with the ones. Just feel like, what? What do you mean he's running with the ones?
And that's when you find out that the Steelers don't really have any ones.
Yeah.
It's just Aaron Rodgers doing whatever he wants, and poor Will Howard in the back trying to figure out. Sorry, Drew Aller now trying to figure things out, how to take this franchise to the promised land.
Yeah. What's the team so far? I forget already.
Our team right now, as we are figuring out, we have Jason, Devon Achan to start the draft here. We have our wide receivers are JSN, Zay Flowers, and Jalen Waddle. Our running backs, Devon Achan, Jadarian Price, and Jalen Warren. Our quarterback, Lamar Jackson. So we're looking at a 1-6-6. Sorry, 1-3-3.
Yeah.
Through 6.
So Bo Nix is a target. Probably maybe with our second pick on the wraparound. But even then, that's kind of early for him.
Where is he here? Here's Bo Nix. Bo Nix at 113. We are picking at 92. So thoughts being, we could go with Laporta again. We can go Kyle Pitts if we feel so inclined to pick another offense that might be shaky.
I like Pierce, or that's not Pearsall. That's Gainwell.
That's Josh Downs, who is real. Pittman, maybe. I'm tempted to just reach on Fannin. Dowdle's open, and hold on. RJ Harvey might just be the pick.
Yeah, it builds out a Broncos stack.
And then we have to go get Bo Nix on the return. Have to.
I mean, yeah. Don't have to. But there's not a ton of convincing picks otherwise. We'll see.
Like I just don't know about you. I just don't know about RJ Harvey as a player.
At least he's cheap now. Like, he used to be a 5th round pick in
which is such a mistake.
Baseball. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to go.
The only other person I would say is bringing up Fannin.
Yeah. I think Harvey. Like,
I think we take the faller.
We have Achan. Price and Warren are probably going to hit our lineups most weeks. You're taking Harvey at this point because you're like betting on talent, betting on draft capital, and being like, I mean, he had good games last year. His only competition is J.K. Dobbins, which, like, the dude never stays healthy, just literally never. And a 4th round pick in a really bad running back class that, like, we want to be excited about with Jonah Coleman, but, like, he's probably not actually good. Like, just the odds are pretty high that he's not actually good.
It's so annoying because, like, my preconceived notion is he was good. Like, he just looks like a little wrecking ball, a little bowling ball at Washington. And then you still remember, like, who he played. Like you have to keep in mind that, like, these running backs, like, when a college running back does not look good, they're just DOA. Yeah. Like, obviously they're going to the 7th round, whatever. But when they do look good, then you have to say, all right, well, who are they playing? Are they playing the SEC or are they playing, is it all MACtion, right? And with Washington, not that they're playing bad teams. I think they're still Pac-12, right? Does that still exist? Pac-10? I don't know anymore. No. But they're playing West Coast teams, and they're not bad. They're just not the same level of competition. Yeah. And so when Jonah Coleman is running over these guys who are used car salesmen in the future.
I really like Pearsall. I'd be willing to take Pearsall because then we also might get Purdy or Nix on the way back.
I don't know if we're getting Nix on the way back. I do like Pearsall, and it's Pearsall's so weird because truly, when you think about this team, the San Francisco 49ers, they do have Mike Evans. They do have Deshaun Stribling now. They have Christian Kirk. Yeah. Kittle, CMC. Like, someone has to emerge in here. So I do think getting a piece of the offense is good. And when you have the discounted one of Pearsall, that feels pretty good too. Like, he is still technically a 1st round pick, which is I cannot believe it.
He was legitimately good the first 4 weeks, and then he got hurt.
Yeah. Like 6'8", 11, 117. Like, this is the dude that they thought he was. Like, truly, like, he is a earner. He is a good route runner, great hands. And we saw it again later, week 15, then hurt, then week 17, hurt, appeared because he had to. in the playoffs, right?
Yep.
Like he's a good player. He's just just fragile.
But as our wide receiver 4, like again, we're investing in a good offense. Like Kyle Shanahan offenses are always a good investment, basically every time. And if he's healthy, he's probably a top 16 to 20 wide receiver in fantasy. Like,
yeah,
he's just going to earn a lot of targets. And like, all he has to do is beat out a 33-year-old Mike Evans, which like is totally possible. A 30-year-old Christian McCaffrey, which is totally possible. A second-round pick that no one thought should have been a second-round pick. And a guy who was cut from the Texans wide receiver core. Like,
please, that's Arizona Cardinal legend Christian Kirk to you.
Not legend. Didn't do a single legendary thing as an Arizona Cardinal. He existed.
He simply put on the uniform and was wide receiver 2 to just DeAndre Hopkins for a little bit.
Yep.
I don't know. The offense is weird. Like, I want to believe in the coach speak that Stribling was a player that a lot of coaches had on their board and who was going to go early.
Yeah.
I also want to like keep in mind that's probably some GM who didn't feel like, or rather who felt like they needed to tell a insider some sort of information so they felt good about their pick.
Yeah.
Like that is absolutely something a GM with too much of an ego would do.
Yep.
So,
and
yeah.
The reason that I wanted to push Bo Nix, he goes. We have Sam Darnold. We have Malik Willis with Achane, technically. There's other back stacks. You can always take Kyler naked. You can take Shuck and feel okay with like a Jawan Johnson, Bryce Lance, or Devon Bailey back stack. Like, quarterback is less ridiculous than it was a month ago, is the thing I'll say. So, and again, we have Lamar. Like, the hope is that he's hitting your lineup 90% of games anyways, and like these guys are just here to accidentally supplement him 2 or 3 weeks out of the season that you need it. But like, if Sam Darnold's our second quarterback and that's it, like that's fine.
Like this is one where we will get Sam Darnold on the way back for sure.
Yeah,
like because now it's on the turn back towards us. So
I think we just take Myers as the faller unless you want someone else.
I was thinking here or even Kelsey. I mean, I guess that's on at ADP. But Myers again, a good player on a good offense.
Yeah,
don't hate it. I have to pick him because I almost messed up the queue.
You're good. You caught
Heck
it.
Yeah.
That's what matters. What's Darnold's ADP?
135.
And we're okay.
And it's going to be 120 something. 127, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
125.
That's close enough that I'm fine with just pulling him up and securing him.
Malik Willis would be more proper to ADP. Talk about awesome offenses.
I mean, but again, what does he do? He runs. That's all I really care about at quarterback at this point. Like, we don't get 400-point games, and they're not predictable for the players that you thought would get 400-yard games. Like, everything else is touchdowns. Passing touchdowns are down just year over year as of late. I'm fine going Willis, and then if Darnold comes all the way back, like, okay.
Sure.
But like,
this is the stuff that hurts you a lot with Darnold.
He doesn't.
I guess
do
it's the playoff games, doesn't matter.
He hasn't done anything. All of his points are JSN scored. That's it. Like, he doesn't have big games. He never has, and he's still not going to.
He had what? Here's 130-point game. That was against Tampa Bay. That was like a weird back and forth one. That he just torched the Commanders.
Again, like everyone torched the Commanders. Like, you know, he's fine. I'd prefer Malik Willis. I mean, shoot, Tyler Shuck is still here. That'd be fine because you can backstack him with Jawan Johnson. I actually might prefer Shuck.
Like this might just. I mean, we are a very pro Shuck podcast.
Yeah, I think we should do
whatever you want to call us. We like getting shucked up. I think this is just.
Yeah, let's do it.
Good.
Different bye week. You feel totally fine stopping at 2. If you get Darnold at a discount, you take him, but you're not like hoping that he falls back. You're just intrigued to see if he does. He probably goes near the turn. Someone takes Shaheed with him to get their second or third quarterback, and that's fine. I don't really care. I think the only player that we really care about is making sure and getting Jawan Johnson, but like, cool. That's a fine tight end for me, and he's a long way down. So
unfortunate to the Olave and Jordan Tyson drafter, but Tyler Shuck, at least to me, is going to be, if I am lucky enough, be my most drafted quarterback.
Yeah.
I think what he did last year was enough for me to say, hey, look, if he's going in, if I'm in the 12th round and I need a quarterback, I'm just gonna highlight Tyler Shuck because he is in an offense to play a lot of he's in an offense going to play a lot of plays. Kellen Moore is going to go lightning fast, and he now has a top 10 wide receiver in Jordan Tyson. Chris Olave, staying healthy, is elite. Travis Achan now is in the backfield along with Alvin Kamara. Like that's a pretty interesting backfield to utilize.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things I really like about the Saints, and I think Tyler Shuck, obviously being a beneficiary of all that, should please have a good season.
Even if he's a fine season, he's what, like quarterback 19, quarterback 20, somewhere around there. Like
dirt cheap.
Yeah, like you're not drafting him to be like a top 12 quarterback. You're drafting him to be like, he's probably going to give you 2 to 3 30-plus point games and a decently safe floor of like 12 to 15 points because he will run the ball a little bit and he will have a lot of plays and he throws it at a decent clip, and like that's fine. We also might get, you're also muted. There you
go. More importantly, like, thinking about his rushing yardage, like this is not, I mean, it's not Lamar Jackson, but it's worth it while. Like this is yardage that helps you win your games.
It's like Justin Herbert.
Exactly. Like it's just the I forgot who said it. Actually, Herms. It calls them just quarterbacks who are scoot. They just scoot.
Yeah.
They don't run, but they will just scramble for a lot of yards.
Yeah.
And that's the perfect way to put it.
Yep.
Oh, we are just gonna get Darnold, huh?
Even if we don't, I don't really care. If he's there, cool. But like, I'd also be cool just pushing him back around the turn. If there's someone that stands out more, there's a ton of quarterbacks still on the board. Like,
oh yeah, we're gonna and I don't think, let's see, who, if you didn't have JSN, right? What are you even doing if you pick? So Cam Ward goes.
Let's see. Gadsden is interesting.
Well, no, Jawan Johnson's gonna come back to us.
Well, maybe we do Darnold and then, or do we just take Johnson just to lock it up and then see what comes back?
I think that might be the safest bet.
Yeah, and like at this point,
think people are really yearning for Jawan Johnson, but
yeah, I mean it makes sense with the stack, and like ADP is not that important this late down. Like you don't want to reach in the 3rd round for someone who's like a 5th or 6th round pick, but like the difference between a 12th and a 13th round ADP is nothing. It's negligible.
Not a ton.
So, and again, we might just get Darnold all the way back again. Happy to take him. Not going to cry if he's gone. I think Pacheco is interesting as a running back. Juwan Jennings is interesting. Travis Hunter is always interesting. Algier, Sadiq. There's a lot of solid players in this range of the draft.
Do we take Willis?
No.
We did not.
He almost fell all the way back to our last pick.
Yeah, that's right.
Darnold goes, but that's fine. I think we're just done with 2 quarterbacks and feel totally.
I am happy with that. I think if something pops up at the end of the draft, maybe we'll grab QB3. But
yeah,
right now, no need to rush it.
I think
to your
Chig
point,
is fine.
Pacheco's in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess. He always does this, man. Always at the end of the season, like Chig comes through, and
he's on the Commanders
start getting excited again.
Yeah, and like he could be the second option in Washington. Like that's going to be valuable if everything we believe about Jaden Daniels is true. Like as of right now, Brandon Ayuk is not a commander. Deebo Samuel is not a commander. Stephon Diggs is not a commander. If that changes, then maybe Chig drops. But from what we know right now, he's fine. Do we think if both are there, would you prefer Pacheco or Chig or someone else?
I guess Chig. I'm not very like Woody Marks doesn't really spark joy now. David Montgomery's there. Brenton Strange is fine. He did just get paid.
Yeah,
like
he's the same.
I just think like
let's go Chig.
I just think it's Chig. And what do you say? It's the same as just getting signed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Strange and Chig are the same bet. Like all the tight ends in this range outside of Sadiq, but like Sadiq is kind of again, it's a bad offense that you're hoping is not bad. And like
it's so weird. It's so like he went so high. He should be very good.
They have so much talent, but it's the Jets. And I don't know which is going to win out.
And man, do the Jets find a way.
Yeah. And like Geno Smith is now under like investigation for like domestic violence within the last like week. So like if he's gone, their quarterback is it still Tyrod? I don't remember if they brought Tyrod back.
We're going to figure this one out because I don't remember now. I thought
like Klubnik is there, but there's no way he would start if Geno was gone. Unless it is just Klubnik and
Brady Cook.
Oh
my Lord. All right, Geno Smith is starter. Second string, Cade Klubnik. Third string, Brady Cook. Fourth string, Bailey Zappi.
All righty. So it would be Cade Klubnik. So, yeah. Maybe fade Jets for a little bit until we figure out more on this Geno situation. Because, like, if Cade Klubnik is starting week 1, like, every single Jet is, like, 6 rounds too expensive. Like
Tim Patrick's on this team?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's not going to play, but he's on the team.
That's so surprising.
That's
Tim Patrick.
That's the frustrating thing about the Jets, though, is like you look at their roster from like just a name value, like draft capital standpoint. You're like, good running backs, good wide receivers, an exciting first round tight end, a good offensive line, but they have an awful offensive coordinator, and their quarterback is Geno Smith. Like, this could fail.
This could fail in such a spectacular way that will shock and surprise you. Man, I feel so bad for Tyler Algier.
I mean,
like,
at least
finally gets paid.
He gets his money at least, even if he's not going to get his playing time.
I shouldn't be I shouldn't be too sad about it. He's interesting to me. Know, Kamara with Chuck, I guess.
I think Algier. I think he's the last of a tier for me, where he's just like he's definitely going to get playing time. He's going to get red zone opportunities. Will the offense be good? Again, probably not. But like, as what, our 6th running back, 7th running back at this point? I don't even remember.
Yeah, that was RB number 5.
Okay, but still, like, you have Achane, you have Price and Warren, And then our fourth was Harvey.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's RJ Harvey.
Yeah, like, Harvey's volatile. We don't know how much work he's going to get early. I know how much work Algier's going to get early because he gets it every season for every team that he's been on now. He's going to get 5 to 10 carries per game. 2 of them are going to be in the red zone. If he scores a touchdown, he's going to hit your lineup. If he doesn't, he's not. That's all you're drafting.
And I was like, yeah, end of flow chart, truly.
Yep. If Love goes down, he probably gets a lot of work, especially if they get rid of Connor or Benton. I like Flanoy here.
I do too. I think he might be really solid. I mean,
he is good.
I say that he has one big boom game, 2 big boom games, but when he did, it's real.
That's the thing. That Detroit boom game, every pass catcher was healthy. CeeDee Lamb played the whole game. George Pickens played the whole game. Jake Ferguson played the whole game. And Javonte played the whole game. And Flournoy out-targeted all of them by a lot. Yeah, I think you just take...
I'm shipping it.
Yeah. Like, good offense. He's risen up boards a bit. He used to be like a true 20th round pick, but like I think it's still late enough where it's like you just need one good game out of him. He gave you 2 last year. If he only does half that, you're still happy this late in the season where it's like, yeah, he hit your lineup once. That's fine. It's all you're looking for from your wide receiver 6 or wide receiver 7.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
You're good. What's the team looking like at this point?
Kind of wacky. So we have we have a bunch of Seattle players outside of Sam Darnold. So we have JSN and Jadarian Price. Just kidding, that's only 2, so it's not a big deal. So our wide receivers are JSN, Zay Flowers, Jalen Waddle, Ricky Pearsall, Jacoby Myers, and Ryan Flanoy. Our running backs, Devon Achane, Jadarian Price, Jalen Warren, RJ Harvey, and Tyler Algier. Tyler Shuck, Lamar Jackson as our QBs, and Juwan Johnson and Chig Okonkwo as our tight ends.
So my thoughts are we could be done at wide receiver, and I would be totally fine with that. Like, especially getting Pearsall and Myers as like our 4th and 5th wide receivers, like, and Flanoy as our 6th, like, could be done. Probably take 1 more because it's DraftKings and there's so many rounds. I think this could be a 4 tight end team just because, like, it is just Juwan Johnson and Chig Okonkwo. Like, they're fine, but, like, they're not great. They don't have, like, week winning upside necessarily. They just have, like, not losing upside. So I think could be a 4 tight end team, could be a 3 tight end team. And I think you just hammer running back still. Like, we feel decent about the running back too, but like, let's just be sure.
Yeah, I completely agree because I was just thinking this running back room feels kind of bad.
Yeah,
I talked a lot about last draft about how we're making a sacrifice, right? We took two wide receivers early and we took HN, and it feels like the cliff fell pretty steep rather with Price and Warren. So I'm absolutely in on the camp of just like running back, tight end, right? Like let's get some more options out here. The one thing I will say is I will push for Zachariah Branch just as our last wideout. I do think he kind of immediately steps in as that wide receiver too, and if Stefanski is able to make him real, I think there's a lot of cool stuff that we'll see from Zachariah Branch. That speed's elite. He is a screen god for sure, but hey, whatever. Maybe he's a PPR monster.
He's getting good OTA reports so far. Like, he has stood out, and that's what you want to hear. So, is he going to catch 85 passes? No. He could catch 50 for 700 yards and 4 touchdowns. Absolutely. That'll hit your lineup at least 2 or 3 times. Like, that's all you're looking for. There's honestly a pretty decent, like, I honestly like all these running backs at the top here, like Emmett Johnson, Katron Allen, Ray Davis, Mike Washington, Marshawn Lloyd is fine, Vidal's fine, even Justice Hill, because we're making a Ravens bet, like good old Jaden Blue. George Holani is running with the ones in Seattle. I know we have Price, but
I don't hate that. I really don't. And George Holani wasn't necessarily bad in his short stints either.
yeah.
I'm sure if I click his name, we're gonna be disappointed. But with his actual production, yeah. But at least he looked good.
I mean, they trust him, obviously. What sucks is that they seem to have absolutely no faith in Emmanuel Wilson so far because he's running with the
Yeah.
free. So it's like that appears to have been the wrong read if you were drafting Emmanuel Wilson at any point. I would lean Ray Davis out of anyone because I know
You do
he's
want
going
to take just because it's a good team.
good team. He's going to get touches, and he's like definitely going to be the lead back if James Cook gets hurt. Like Ty Johnson's there, and he's going to have his role regardless of who the other back is. But like Ray Davis is like the very clear handcuff to the James Cook role, and he might. And they have a lovely schedule to end.
Yes, they do.
And they're facing the Dolphins in week 17, so he correlates with Devon Achane. So
I'm in. I dig it. Yeah, like trying to like sell yourself on a lot of backup running backs sucks to me.
It does.
Because a lot of the times it's just if the person in front of him gets hurt,
Yep.
now you're rooting for a player who you probably are rostering somewhere to get hurt, and that feels bad.
Yeah.
But NFL does like to have their running back rooms pretty spread out. So maybe the Bills feel, with Joe Brady at the helm now, maybe he thinks, all right, James Cook take like a couple less reps, Ray Davis get in there and try to house some RB screens like he did last year.
Yep. Or he just 1 week during the season, James Cook is banged up, and Ray Davis gets a lot of playing time. Yeah. He's going to be the DFS darling that week, and if he actually hits, then he probably hits your lineup. And anytime someone hits your lineup with an actual good score and not just a oh god there was nothing left score, like it's a good pick. You're trying to get as many of those players as possible, because the worst thing that you can do walking into the best ball playoffs is to have dead roster spots. But if these guys are just healthy and live and in positions where they can contribute, like that's the best positioning you can do when you're drafting 4 months before the season starts, and then the whole season has to play out before we even see if we win any money.
It's such a silly game that we play, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little goofy thing. Just making just wild bets before we even see anything happen.
Yep. And we love it because we feel like we have control. We don't, but we feel like we do.
And we feel so smart when we hit anything right.
Yep.
Man, you feel so good. I don't even know if that's a right click.
I would love Stowler. Well, he's
like
I would
know. Sorry.
Like as a third tight end, that's fine. Especially with Lemon being like kind of banged up in OTAs. Like he could just be a wide receiver, basically.
I think he will end up being just that. Like I think he will just end up being like a just slot, like huge slot type of player.
Yep. And I'm good with Terrence Ferguson if Stowers goes. Like it's basically the same bet of like he might just be the big slot for the Rams because they don't have a wide receiver 3 and they have 7 tight ends that they want to use. And Terrence Ferguson's the pass catcher. So
I'm trying to figure out why he's listed as questionable. A lower body injury.
Okay. Yippee. Yeah, I think we take Stowers personally.
I think we just assume he just stubbed his toe.
He'll be fine. It's June.
He'll play in the
Season doesn't start until September. We're good. August?
Keon Coleman, my beloved. What do you guys think of BTJ, Bryan Thomas Jr.? I'll probably say I'm lower on consensus on Bryan Thomas Jr., and that's purely because I can't get a read on like how much work he's going to get on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts, Tim, because I'm sure there's a very large majority of folks that think that was like last year's kind of a fluky year.
Yeah.
But I'm less excited. I can see the path. I can definitely see BTJ being like the number one again and kind of just proving everybody like it was a fluke. It was just learning the offense. I don't know. Got the yips, whatever.
Yeah. I'll give my take after this pick, I think.
Okay. I think it's going to be George Holani, maybe. Actually, I guess that is kind of hard.
I'd probably go Justice Hill over Holani, just for the team correlation.
Sure. Oh, right. We got Lamar.
Yeah, and we have Price. And I feel like Holani is, if Holani's hitting our lineup, then Price was a bad pick.
Fair.
Like, yeah. Like, it's different with like the Washington backs where it's like, oh, they're both cheap. Who cares if we take JC and Katron or whatever, because they're both affordable. But like Price in the 6th round, and we take Holani, and Holani's the one hitting. It's like, that was a waste of a 6th round pick.
Yeah.
As far as BTJ goes, I think I'm around where his ADP is good to me. Like, that range of wide receiver is fun, but it stops being fun pretty much the instant that like he and Marvin Harrison are off the board in like the middle of the 7th, more or less, 6th, 7th. Like, we've talked about this with Travis Hunter of like, there's so many mouths to feed, but it's an offense that we believe in and want to believe in is going to continue to be good. And he has the best physical profile out of any of the receivers there. And, there's a lot of paths for him being a smash. Even if he's just back to his rookie self of like how he earned targets and how he scored points, like he's going to be a good pick. If Jacoby Myers is washed, then he's probably a good pick. If Travis Hunter's a corner, then he's probably a good pick. Parker Washington is actually just Parker Washington and not some weird 4th year breakout 5th round pick that's now just good. Like, if that's not true, we're drafting it like it's true. But if it's not true, then BTJ is probably a good pick. So I think there's just a lot of paths to success for BTJ. And like, the only path that I see where he's a bad pick is that he is just what he is last year forever. And that just seems unlikely to me. It's not impossible. It's certainly a plausible option and like a plausible path to follow, but like, he was just injured, I think. Like, he came out this summer and just talked about like how banged up he was, like even beyond the wrist. He had like other injuries that he was dealing with basically all season from training camp on. So I think he's fine. Like, I think he has a lot of upside, and we like a lot of upside.
That's the main selling point. He has massive upside. Like, we saw it. We saw it with Mac Jones of all quarterbacks, right?
Yep.
There is a world where BTJ is like a top 5 wide receiver.
Yep.
And Trevor Lawrence showed that he really improved under Liam Cohen. If those two ever can get on the same page, we are truly cooking. In terms of this draft pick, real quick, I think I'm just gonna pick Mike Washington Jr.
Yep.
He's just the best best running back available. We want to keep hammering running back because we don't know what we're doing back here.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bryan Thomas Jr. Honestly, the whole Jaguars offense just leads to so many conversations about what you believe as a viewer as like a, you can even say like a talent evaluator, if you will, right? Like
Yeah.
you were trying to make bets on these wide receivers who are all good, and you hope that one of them can emerge as like a one for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I know between us, like we differ a little bit where I think Parker Washington is kind of that dude. Like
Yeah.
from what I've seen him be able to do, like I do think he is going to like stay as like that main target earner. But like Jacoby Myers isn't bad. Like Jacoby Myers is a very good wide receiver and has been a very solid real life wide receiver for years now.
Yep.
And they got him on the cheap. Like Travis Hunter is like a number 2 overall pick, like elite wide receiver, like Blitnikoff winner, like just crazy talented.
Yep.
Will he be the number 1? Right? Like Brian
Yeah.
Thomas Jr., like we've been talking about, has the ability, has done it already. Can he do it again? It is just like a really fascinating like case study of like, do you know ball?
Well, yeah. And like,
can you just guess?
Yeah. The interesting thing as well about the Jaguars, and something that I've thought about a lot, is that there's also the path where that sucks. And like the last half of last year was a total mirage. And Trevor Lawrence just goes back to being a pumpkin. And if he goes back to being a pumpkin, every single Jaguar is an awful pick at ADP. Like absolutely awful pick. Even Travis Hunter. Because if they're not good, if that offense regresses back to like below average, Travis Hunter's not going to fix it. So like, I don't really feel like playing that as like a major part of my portfolio in best ball, but it is something I consider sometimes. Of like, the market is just completely baking in that all Jaguars are good picks, and we're not even considering that like, what if they're not? It's unlikely, sure, because so far Liam Cohen offenses work, but we only have 8 games of it working with Trevor Lawrence, and is it going to continue? It's not guaranteed at all. It's likely, I'd say that. I think that's why the market is pricing everyone the same way, but it's certainly possible. I think of like the Texans 2 years ago, where like CJ Stroud was like the QB3, and like Nico Collins was high, and Tank Dell was a 3rd round pick, and Stephon Diggs was a 4th round pick. And then it turns out they all sucked except for Nico. That was the only pick that paid off for them.
Yeah, that was a really tough year, honestly, for Houston, especially for a lot of folks who are really high on CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
And it like Green Bay is also another interesting conversation because maybe like less exciting, I'll call it, because of a few different reasons. One being that LaFleur has never really like nailed down like one true wide receiver one. Yeah. So when you look at Christian Watson, you look at Matthew Gold and Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks is gone. So like we'll even mention this, like Romeo Dobbs is gone, Dontavian Wicks is gone. So we have a much smaller pool now. Bo Melton, I'm pretty sure is still there. I'm gonna have to check that one. Yeah. But like when you look at the target earners, it ends up just being Tucker Kraft. Yeah. And that's kind of weird. And Christian Watson just got right, like Christian Watson just got a bunch of money. So in theory, like if you follow the money and the commitment and the investment that the organization is making in that player, like you assume that he's going to be like the main guy. Yeah. But then you think about Matthew Golden, he's a 1st round pick. Same monetary financial investment. Like
they just paid Jaden Reed.
They just paid Jaden Reed to be a gadget slot guy, and like Jordan Love is a talented QB who's good.
Yep.
But yet the excitement around him is not nearly as high.
Yeah. Well, something that's kind of under the radar for the Packers is that like their offensive line is actually like bad on paper for the first time in a while. Like they've lost a lot of starters and haven't really bolstered from within to like make up for that. And again, Josh Jacobs could be in prison at some point. Probably not, but he could be. And if he is, like, then the running back is Marshawn Lloyd or Chris Brooks or a cut James Conner or Najee Harris or the corpse of Austin Eckler or God knows what. Like, and then this offense suddenly is like, ugh, no thanks. So like they're kind of in the same boat as the Jags of like, we're baking in that this is going to for sure be a good offense and we should invest in them. And like, if you wanted to play the idea that like they're actually not going to be good at all, like they're going to be a bottom half, bottom 12 offense, like if you're right, you could go far in these types of contests if you're drafting at volume of like if you're just avoiding all Packers, like there's a lot of other good picks in every round that they go in where it's like if you just miss them and you're right, could take you a long way.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit of a Christian Watson truther, so I hope that doesn't happen. But more likely than not, it will happen because he's never really done it before.
What's crazy is he's also coming off an ACL tear. He just recovered in 6 months for no real reason.
He's just elite. He's just built different. Because when you keep tearing your ACL, they keep stronger, I believe. Don't fact check me. All right. Well, recapping our previous draft here. We started off with JSN, Devon Achane, Zay Flowers, Jalen Waddle, and Lamar Jackson to be our first 5 picks. Our hope here, we're kind of locking in a lot of elite talent and then keeping our wide receiver core locked in as our top 3. Hopefully it sticks that way. Next picks being Jadarian Price, Jalen Warren, RJ Harvey to get some running back depth. Ricky Pearsall, Jacoby Myers, Tyler Shuck, Juwan Johnson to have to stack with Shuck, Chigakonkwo just for good old value's sake, Tyler Algier, Ryan Flanoy, Zachariah Branch, and then it's our hammer in the RB, and then finishing off a tight end. So we go Ray Davis, Eli Stowers, Justice Hill, and Mike Washington Jr. to round out our roster. I will admit this roster feels a little less good than last draft, but as these drafts happen, you can be surprised.
Yeah. And, I think most of this just comes down to how good or bad are the Seahawks. Because if they're good, then your first and your 6th round pick feel a lot better. How involved is Achane in the passing game? Because if it's similar to last year, then he's a great 2nd round pick, regardless of how good the Dolphins are. And who else emerges as your running back 2? Is it Price? Is it Warren? Is it Harvey? Is it just a ping pong effect of all of them? Does any of these guys we took late ever contribute anything, or are they all just kind of bodies that we ended up not needing? Could be the case, but wide receiver, like, it just feels strong, and that's kind of weird because we only took 7, but you started 3 in the first 4 rounds, and then your 4th and your 5th are like 2. We're making a bet on the Jags with Myers, and we're making a bet on a 49ers offense with Pearsall, and like those are offenses that we think we want to invest in. They're the only real truly questionable wide receiver pick is Zachariah Branch, but he has the type of upside that you're looking for because he's decent draft capital, good explosiveness, and an ambiguous receiving room where the number 2 target, at least at wide receiver, is completely open, and his only competition is Jahan Dotson. So feels good there.
And
tight end.
If he loses out on David Sills, I feel horrible. That just feels bad.
Yeah. If he even loses to Jahan Dotson, like he's probably just a bad pick. But like,
yeah,
we're drafting him like he's not a bad pick. And if he ends up being a bad pick, then so be it. But got to draft like you're right. Alrighty, folks.
16th round. I think that's okay. I think I'm all right with that gamble.
Absolutely. Alrighty, folks. That's going to do it for us tonight. We ran very long. That's okay. DraftKings is a slow draft. Just a cool 2 hours and 20 minutes. No big deal. But we appreciate everyone for tuning in, commenting. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Give us a follow. Hoping to get back into a more consistent streaming routine moving forward. It'll be a little hit or miss at times, but we're going to do our best to be out here. We are approaching the regular season faster than you think, so we already have some redraft content that is usually hitting on Wednesdays with Justin and Josh, so tune in for that as well. I think they went over their running back redraft rankings today, which I would guess means wide receivers next week. But that's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much for watching, and catch us later.
Last plug, make sure you head over to the Super League as well. Throw a link in the chat, and come join us if you haven't already. Yeah,
great best ball tournament for charity. Play in a lot of different leagues, have a lot of people that you match up with and see how it goes. It's a fun best ball tournament, and it's for a good cause. So join Super League if you haven't already. And that's going to do it for us tonight. Have a great rest of your week, folks, and we will catch you on the flip side.
Later.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.